Why are single men happier than you think? A lot of single men are not actually miserable. A lot of them are doing better than fine. Society likes to push the idea, oh, men are lost without a woman. That's a lie. For years now, men have been told that their happiness only comes from marriage and kid and overall settling down. But modern relationships don't offer men the same benefits that they used to. Men aren't wrong for asking what's in it for me before they go into a really serious relationship. Single men today have financial freedom and overall peace of mind. They have control over their own lives. They're traveling, building businesses, hitting the gym, and overall going after their goals. And until women are willing to offer a little bit more in relationships, this is going to continue. Holding men to these outdated expectations, but also a variety of new ones that show up every single day, is just not doing it for them. And they're not going to continue having relationships if this keeps up.
You know what it's looking like these days, man, when it comes to men in their 40s, 50s, 60s, when it comes to single and dating? It's just physically, the women are just beating it. Them women now, I don't know if you all stop eating or you all stop eating sweets and cookies and stuff, and you all just eating healthy. You all look like you all never gave birth. You all ain't got no stomach. We look like we're giving birth now. The men looking like they gave birth to all the kids in the house. We be having bellies and hairline issues and erectile dysfunction issues. And the women are like, I don't want no more old men, even though you are the same ages. You 45, she 45, I know you old because you look different. She looking like she's not even a grandmother. She's a grandmother, but she look like a, I don't know, what's the women going to the gym now? Them jokers working out, they're running, they're exercising, they're walking. What are we doing? What the hell are we doing? And then we mad at them because they look good, they're showing it, they're flaunting it. Our bellies are past our toes. And we mad because you look better than us. Because you all have babies and you all should act this way. That's the dilemma, man. These women are like, I don't want no more old looking men. If I can take care of my body, you can take care of your body too. And if you can't take care of your body, I don't want you. Boy, these women these days, boy, they ain't playing. They are not playing. Them jokers say, I'd rather be single. I don't need none of you all raggedy dudes. I'd rather be single. And these men are saying like they'd rather be single too, but they ain't true. Them men ain't rather be single. Who want to be single?
Men didn't wake up one day and decide they hate commitment. They didn't suddenly lose the desire for family, loyalty, or legacy. What changed is how they view the risk attached to marriage. And when a man feels the risk is unclear, but the consequences are permanent, he slows down. For many men, marriage no longer looks like a guaranteed partnership. It looks like a high-stakes decision with uneven outcomes. They've watched divorces tear families apart. They've seen friends lose assets, lose access to their children, and lose years rebuilding financially and emotionally. Whether every story is balanced or not doesn't matter. Stories shape perception, and perception shapes behavior. It's not that he doesn't value love, it's that he values security too. And if he feels those two things are in conflict, he hesitates. Finances are another layer of this reality. A large percentage of men today do not feel economically solid. The cost of living is high. Housing feels out of reach for many. Career paths are unstable compared to past generations. Marriage requires responsibility, and responsibility requires confidence. If a man doesn't feel financially grounded, he won't feel ready to lead. And men marry when they feel capable of leading, not when they feel uncertain. There's also a cultural shift that can't be ignored. Marriage used to be a milestone reinforced. Now it's optional. Social media creates endless options and constant comparison. When options increase, commitment becomes psychologically harder. Why choose one path permanently when the culture tells you there's always something else available? But there's a deeper issue beneath the surface. Many men question alignment. They ask themselves whether they are loved for who they are or for what they can provide. They want loyalty, peace, and cooperation, but they also hear narratives that reduce them to financial utility. When a man feels like a stepping stone instead of a partner, he will not volunteer permanence.
Right.
At the same time, we have to be honest about something uncomfortable. Not all hesitation is wisdom. Some of it is immaturity. Marriage demands discipline. It demands emotional regulation. Some men aren't avoiding marriage because they've calculated the risk. Some are avoiding it because they don't want to wait. Marriage magnifies who you are. If you're unstable, it exposes it. If you're selfish, it confronts you. If you lack purpose, it pressures you. That's intimidating for men who haven't built internal structure. So what's really happening? We're watching a generation of men evaluate costs more than tradition. They're not blindly stepping into marriage because it's expected, and they're asking whether the partnership is mutually beneficial, emotionally safe, financially stable, and aligned long-term. Marriage isn't dying. Blind marriages, automatic marriages, social pressure marriages. The men who still choose it are choosing it strategically. They're vetting longer, observing patterns, measuring temperament, looking for peace instead of excitement.
Fellas, stop jumping in these relationships when you're on grind mode. When you're on grind mode, the only woman that you can have in your life is a woman that understands not right now. She understands that you're on grind mode, that y'all not trying to spend, y'all trying to prioritize. She understands right now can't be lavish, but it's coming soon. She gonna hold you down, she gonna stay down, she not gonna complain when Christmas comes around and she not getting 100 Chanel bags. She understands that, oh well, the bills is paid right now, that's all that matters. She understands you can't get her hair done and her nails done every week. You can't do that for her right now because you got bigger priorities. She understands that. She understands that you both are staying down for a bigger purpose. Fellas, when you're on grind mode, you have to be careful with the type of woman you're trying to pursue and trying to be with. If you're on grind mode, stay single or make sure you're with a woman that understands.
It sounds valid, but it's like, you know, the problem with this shit is like most women not hearing that, oh, grind mode, grind mode, grind mode. Like, they could see a nigga true potential. Like, oh, now he gonna shoot. He gonna pop, but regardless, you know, the problem is social media. They see the social media like, oh, they see their friends getting treated like this from other guys spending money. So by default, they're like, oh, my friend's getting treated like this, and it's all in the moment. I want to get treated like this too. I'm a bad bitch, so I deserve this, or a nigga should be paying for whoop. So I think I should get that whole time. Your man could get you that, and he want to get you that, but you gotta wait a little bit. But he's focused on him. But girls don't want to do that fucking wait around shit. They want that instant gratification.
Why do intelligent men stay single?
Because they overthink a lot and they get stuck in their head, because in their jobs, in their careers, in the businesses, they're rewarded for filtering their communication and for being very logical. And then they transfer the same habit onto the date, which doesn't work very well, because women come to the date because they want to experience emotions. But if you tell stories on a date, the way you communicate with your manager or your peers or your employees in a very logical, stern and serious fashion, that's not going to create emotions of desire within her. So what we have to do, if we want to find a healthy relationship on eye level, we have to create attraction, and that's done through effective storytelling.
Why do women promote singleness so much? I've seen so many videos over the past couple of days like, oh, I need y'all to release the shackles from wanting a man, going out wanting a man. We are supposed to be together. I have always operated more effectively when I've been with a woman, especially a good one. The sole reason fundamentally we are on this planet is to procreate.
Do you see how quickly you centered yourself, talking about how much better a good woman made your life, but how you never mentioned how you made her life better? That's women's issue these days. Men want to be the center of their own universe, but they also want to be the center of hers. Men put in their dating profiles they want a woman to cook and clean, and what position she likes to be put in. But you can't ask them if they'll provide for you, or you're a gold digger, you're a user, you're lazy. Women are realizing that they don't get enough reciprocity from these men. Men get more ROI. They get more of a return on their investment. Sometimes the only thing a man wants to offer a woman is money, and most of the time he's not even offering her that. Perhaps you should go back and read the viral British Vogue article, Is Having a Boyfriend Embarrassing? Because you'll find there are a lot of women that are embarrassed to be with men because of all that you all require with so little in return. You guys want to offer women coffee dates and walking dates and boba dates and gym dates? You think everybody who wants a dinner from you is a gold digger? And then you also want half of her paycheck? Well, who's really digging the gold? Some of you are labor diggers. You're digging her for her labor. The reason why singleness has been promoted is because women are realizing more and more that they don't get as much back out of the relationship as men do.
A lot of these modern women keep on talking about the bare minimum and the ick list and how men give them the ick and how men ain't doing the bare minimum and all that other nonsense. What they didn't tell you is that they stupid standards are raised to make you have to be the president of the United States. And when a man said, oh, I thought we were dating, but it sounds like you being dumb. I'll pass.
To all the brothers who want to get married, here are some red flags to look out for in a woman. So number one is she cusses at you or insults you. As women, we should have haya and modesty in our speech. The Prophet ﷺ also said, speak good or remain silent. So even if he does piss you off, ladies, try to talk it out and just give it some time. Number two is skipping salah. If the person that you're about to marry neglects salah or does not pray, it is an absolute deal breaker. Because if they're not making time for the one that created time, then what makes you think they're gonna make time for you? And number three is she gossips and talks about other women. This is a sign of low self-esteem and insecurity. And backbiting is a major sin in Islam. So every time she comes to you to talk about someone else, you both are stacking up sins. Next thing is she gaslights or manipulates you. The next red flag is she holds grudges and gives you the silent treatment. Marriage is a partnership, and if you ever get into an argument or she's in the wrong and she doesn't take accountability, it's a sign of immaturity. So you should always talk things out. Next red flag is she has a lot of guy friends. Or if all of a guy's friends are women. It goes both ways, okay?
Why successful men stay single? It's often the same mechanism that makes men savage in the workplace that also makes them extremely intelligent when it comes to women. For example, successful men know how to sniff out desperation and entitlement. Most women want their lifestyle, not them, so they become experts at sniffing that. They don't settle for less than they deserve because success teaches you that your worth is non-negotiable. Sounds crude, but they prioritize purpose over. Purpose is for life. Comes and goes. Ready to optimize for quality women? If so, comment quality below and I'll send you my complete system for doing just that.
Be honest with me, what is the real reason why you're single right now?
I think I'm going to speak for all men in this video, and I'm going to do that by using a flow chart of what has happened to me. So let's jump right in. So here's little baby us. Okay, and then at some point in our childhood, we're going to go through something that's going to happen to us, which is going to then cause us to bottle up our emotions and learn to deal with it. Then, somewhere years later along the way, we're going to meet pretty girl number one. Pretty girl number one is going to make us feel trust again, in love and cared for, which will then lead us to open up about our emotions. Okay? And once time goes by and you spill all the beans to her, she will inevitably cheat on you. Okay? And these little arrows here show how she's going to use all your insecurities and trust issues and mental health to then throw it back in your face and make you seem like the bad guy and make you feel like about yourself. Okay? That will then cause us to self-sabotage and be upset. Okay? We will self-sabotage every relationship going forward. Okay? We're going to go to alcohol and money and fast things like motorcycles. And in the very end, we will never trust a woman again. So that pretty much is the Spark Notes version of it. That lays out everything you guys need to know. Girls, hope you got it. Boys, got your back. I'll see you next time.
I know this to be true for so many men, but for the women that are listening to this, they will absolutely say, well, women go through a similar thing, right? They go through hurt where a man has hurt her, but that doesn't allow her to hurt future men back, right? But there is a key difference in the experience of what a man goes through and what a woman goes through. And so I want to highlight it because this man, he touched on it. And that key difference is that a man is made to feel like the bad guy, all right? Even though oftentimes it's either the woman or it's a combination, right? It's both of them. They both have parts within the demise of that relationship, but the man is made to feel like he's the bad guy, and it's very infrequent where a woman is actually made to feel like the bad guy, like socially, publicly, and just between the two of them. And that is why a man will go through the process of bottling up, and he won't open up, and he will turn to some of those other things that helps him cope. So yeah, ladies, for a lot of men that are single, it's because of how he's been treated. Tell me I'm wrong.
What's going on, people? You back in the lab with Abro, man. This show right here is called Men is Choosing Peace Over Responsibility. I can't speak for a lot of women. I can't speak for no woman. You know, I'm not a woman. But most men that I'm speaking with and talking to online or in person, they seem like they're it's just choosing their peace over the responsibility of families and single mothers and all that type of stuff. Don't get it twisted, man. There's some great single mothers out here that's on their business, so I applaud you all, but it's a lot of single mothers out here bringing a lot of drama, but it's a lot of single dudes out here bringing a lot of drama too. But this one right here, this show right here is about men choosing peace over responsibility, not really dating or marrying a single mother. They might even date them and might even get busy with them, but they're not going down the aisle of marrying them. So let's get into it, man.
My phone with my friend, and she was venting to me. She was really discouraged. She was like, you want to know what? I don't know if I'll ever get married. I don't know if I'll ever become a wife because I have 2 kids. Like, I'm a single mom and I have 2 children, and I don't know what man would want to deal with that. That's what she told me. And me being a friend, I encouraged her. I was like, well, pray that God will send you a husband. Pray that God will send you a man that's going to love you and your kids. That's what I told her. Even though I encouraged her, in a way, I still felt where she was coming from because I don't really see a lot of men that's wifing up women who have children. I'm not saying that it don't happen, and I'm not saying that most men are doing it. I'm not saying that, but all I'm saying is my walk of life, like from what I see on an everyday basis, I don't see a lot of men that's marrying women with kids, women who have children. And I just wonder why. Like, why is that?
Successful but single women never choose these men. If you're sick and tired of attracting man boys who always wait for you to take the lead, lack direction or purpose, and behave like one-night stand cowboys, you need to watch this. I'm David Pierce Hallahan, and I've spent the last 10 years helping successful but single women reconnect to their feminine essence and leverage that to become absolutely magnetic to masculine, grounded, and relationship-ready men. And I'll be the first to tell you that this pattern is not random. Because if all you see time and time again are men without clarity of purpose, direction, who don't know where they're headed, then something needs to change yesterday. Because the faster you awaken, the faster you'll start attracting Mr. Right and absolutely repel the hordes of Mr. Wrong. And the way to do that is through something I call polarity incarnate method, which helps you flip your internal polarity switch, awakening your authentic feminine essence so you become irresistibly magnetic to successful, purpose-driven men who crave a woman who embodies true feminine energy. When you're in this full and deep display of your natural radiance, the right men feel something shift inside of them. And instinctively, they're drawn to you, knowing in the depths of their being that you're a vibrational match to their level of depth and consciousness. And you can enjoy stepping into your relaxed feminine and finally being on the receiving end of evolved masculine direction. Once you feel that, I promise you, you'll never look back. So if you're serious about going from being a magnet for emotionally unavailable or feminine men to attracting your ideal masculine man, DM me the word seen and I'll show you how it works. And by the way, I'm only taking 5 more clients this month, so shoot me a message now. Let's get you being seen by the kind of man you want.
So I was in the flower shop yesterday buying myself some flowers. And these 2 men walked past, and one of them was like, can you buy me some flowers? And I turned back and I looked, because I'm like, huh? Like, you cannot be talking to me. When I turned around, this man proceeded to say, please, can you buy me some flowers? It's National Women's Month, for 1. 2, you are a grown man. Why are you asking me to buy you flowers? I don't even know you. Can you buy my flowers? And you're asking me to buy you flowers? Like, where are the men? Where are the men? That made me so mad yesterday. I had to talk about it today.
A lot of these modern women continue to say that men don't show up. Men are never available. Men aren't this. Men aren't that. But don't stop to recognize that a man is busy. Y'all say y'all want to provide a man, but when that man goes out there to try to provide, y'all on his last nerve. Y'all trying to see where he's at. Y'all want that man all up under your armpit. Want the attention on you. That man got to work. What you talking about? Y'all specialize in wasting time. Specialize in whining. Specialize in nagging. Specialize in complaining. I had to leave him. Okay, then if you're going to leave him, don't take his money. How about that? Exactly.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I am not being submissive. If you want to be with me, you need to be the provider. You need to be the protector. You need to make sure my hair is done, my nails done, my feet are done. Look at my yard. I need my grass cut every single week. Don't worry about how many bodies I got. That's the past. God knows my heart. I'm not gonna be cooking. I'm not gonna be cleaning. All that is your responsibility. Me and my kids are a package deal. Trust me, if you don't want it, somebody else will.
How come you single? If you're a woman and you so valuable and you so and you such a commodity in a man's life and you so feminine and you so sweet, and how come your is single? That's what I want to know. Why are there 1,000 single women somewhere at any particular time? Even if half of those people were women, why are there 500 single women anywhere at any particular time? If you were so valuable, you wouldn't be single, because men out here looking for a good woman. If you single, your is not a good woman. Ain't no single good women out here. And having gone through something with some dude and he took you down through there, that don't make you a good woman. That just made you a foolish woman who was with the wrong man. That don't mean you good. Maybe you was with the wrong man because you bad. Maybe only a bad woman chooses a bad man. Maybe that's what it is. So there's nothing good about you if you're perennially single. So you look at these women talking, you look at women like Cheyenne Bryan, been engaged all these time, but she's single. She's not a good woman. You look at even Sarah Fontenot. Sarah Fontenot, been in these situations with these men, been taken down through there, hands put on her and all of that. She's not a good woman. A good woman doesn't have those scars. So when we say good, we're not talking about a woman who behaves a certain way. We're talking about a woman who's good to love on, a woman who's receptive to it, a woman who's still trusting, a woman who still believes in love. Y'all don't believe in nothing but monetary gain. If a woman can't contribute to what I got going on, man, financially in some kind of way, I'm to the point now, man, where she gonna have to break some bread, or she gonna have to give me a skill, or she gonna have some type of connection that I can plug into. If she ain't got that, man, she ain't even welcome around me, dog. We were out here dealing with women, man, who ain't got nothing to contribute to your life at all. Ain't got nothing to contribute, and talking about what they want.
I got a question for you. How many good men do you know that are in a relationship? Okay, got your number? Okay. How many horrible, abusive, lying, manipulating, cheater men do you know that are in a relationship? The horrible men number is higher than the good man number, isn't it? Isn't that weird? Isn't it so weird that you probably have friends, male or female, you probably have a friend or friends that are good men, they're all single. But then that dude you know that's horrible and cheats and punches on people and lies, they always have someone to punch on, cheat, and manipulate. But the dudes who don't do that can't find nobody to love. So this is what I think. I think these people enjoy being beat, lied to, and I think that's what it is, right? Because if it was bad enough, you would do something about it. I forgot what the exact quote was, but it was something like, if you don't change it, it's because you're comfortable there. Like, if you don't do anything to change it, you're comfortable there. If you're in a relationship that's bad and you just stay, it's because you're comfortable in that horrible relationship. Like, think about it like this. When you're laying down and you're uncomfortable, you move, don't you? Or do you just stay there because you're just supposed to stay there? No, you shift around when it's uncomfortable. Leaving a good relationship is tantamount to you having the perfect mattress, but then throwing that mattress out and going to get a mattress off the road that got springs popping out of it. That's pretty much what it is.
If a man stays single for years, it doesn't mean something's wrong with him. It usually means something clicked. He learned the hard way that not every connection is worth the cost, that love without respect is just slow exhaustion, that chemistry without peace is a trap. Most people rush into relationships to escape loneliness. This man chose solitude to protect his sanity. He's already paid the price of ignoring red flags, already lost sleep, energy, and parts of himself trying to make the wrong person fit. So now he moves differently. His standards are quiet but ruthless. His tolerance is low. His patience is intentional. If this feels personal, comment discipline. He doesn't chase attention. He doesn't explain his boundaries. He doesn't stay where his peace is negotiable. He'd rather sit alone with his thoughts than lie next to someone who brings chaos into his life. This isn't fear of commitment, it's mastery of self-control. And when he finally chooses someone, it won't be because he needs them to feel complete. It'll be because they don't disturb the life he's already built. Follow for psychology that turns silence into strength.
Here's the #1 red flag a man can have. The moment you see this red flag, run, because this man will break your heart and he won't even feel bad about it. And the red flag is simple. It's this: the man who needs constant validation from other women. That man will drain you because his sense of worth doesn't come from connection, it comes from lust. Because a man who lives off of lust is never going to be satisfied with one woman, no matter how good you are, no matter how much you do for him. He's going to find validation in other women, and then he's gonna tell you, but you're just being crazy, I'm just being friendly. What he's actually telling you is, I need external validation to feel like a man. And that's not a relationship. It is slowly going to drain you of your energy and your self-worth. So run the away.
So one of my guy friends gave me permission to make a Hinge account for him, because I was telling him how easy dating is with dating apps. And he was telling me that it's incredibly difficult. And I was like, Pete, you must be doing something wrong. And he gave me permission to create an account for him and just run the account. I've been a virtual boy for 3 days, and I've never felt this bad about myself. I feel like a freaking loser trying to get these girls to like me. And I'm starting to hate women because I'm like, when I say I mean Pete, because that's the account I'm using. Pete's about a 6. But I'm so desperate, I'm liking the 2s and the 3s, and even they won't like me back, Pete, which is a 6. So what level of delusion has entered women's heads? Like, what is going on? It is so difficult dating as a boy. I hate it. I'm on day 3 of being a boy, and I hate women, and I'm more depressed than ever.
This is exactly what men have been saying for years about dating apps. Because first off, it is very rare for men to even get matches, especially matches with women that they are actually physically attracted to. And that is not because men are swiping only on supermodels, like they're only swiping on 10s. They are swiping right on a variety of women, just as long as they think that they could be attracted to her. But ladies, you have to understand that even when men find matches, it is very rare for them to have an actually good conversation. Because usually you ladies are really dry texters and you will just ghost them oftentimes. So yeah, men have been complaining about this for the longest of times, which is why if you're a woman that is interested in a man off of a dating app, all you have to do is to show a little bit of effort. If you do that, that man is going to double down on the effort and the energy that he spends on you. He's going to pursue you and most likely be everything that you want him to be. It is like a no-fail way to end up with a boyfriend.
My man just posted something to his stories, or he shared something to his stories, and it said, if you can't plan a date, you can't plan a future. And I don't know who needs to hear that, because I've been with so many men who just would not, refused to spend money on me, refused to plan a date. If we ever went somewhere on a date, I was probably paying for it, and on top of that, I was planning it. Or maybe it was just like we were going to Chick-fil-A or Applebee's. I don't know, but like this man of mine that I have now, he has planned trips, baby. Trips. That is what men do. They take the lead, and if they can't take the lead on simple little things in your life, like planning a date, especially for something like your birthday, they're not planning a future with you. They do not have vision. I don't care what you say. Any man, come up in my comments and tell me that you ain't never planned a date, but you are marriage material, that you are future focused, that you are vision driven. I like that. You're not. You can't plan a date for your woman. Get it together. So when he posted that to his stories, I was like, thank you. Don't come again.
A lot of these modern women, they will make a post on Monday. They'll make a post on Monday about not needing a man. I don't need him. I don't want him. But then around about 3 o'clock on Friday, When the weekend is coming, they want something to do. Men not providing. Why ain't men approaching me? Why ain't men asking me out? Because I know your stupid games. You try to go out to the store or Lowe's and things of that nature, try to get you a man just in time for the weekend. And then have that man take you out and then block him by Sunday night. Absolutely not.
I actually have a little math equation for you, Jeff, seeing how you went to Harvard.
Okay.
I thought you could help me out with this one. I'm a catch, but I'm alone. Okay? It's not adding up. It's not plussing together there. I have high standards, I'm a catch, and I'm alone. What's going on here? Where's the X? Where's the variable? What am I missing? I'm a catch. I have extremely high standards. There's a huge list of expectations, and I'm all alone every day. What am I not understanding? There are no real women left.
There's no one for you because you're too good.
I'm so good. There's nobody left in the dating pool. I am desperately getting on a platform and encouraging women to step up. What is taking so long?
Married men make more money than single men. Easy. And married men with kids out-earn everybody. And I'll tell you why. Because pressure creates income. A man with a wife and 4 kids doesn't have the luxury of being lazy. He can't afford excuses. He can't afford comfort. He can't afford to chill. Responsibility forces him, or it forces ambition. When you have mouths to feed, you wake up different. You grind different. You think different. A man with something to lose will always outperform a man with nothing on the line. 110%. Because I know it.
Do y'all not know that when you in a relationship, it shouldn't be other motherfuckers feeling like that they still got a chance with you?
Relationship, shit. First date, there better not be anybody thinking they got an opportunity with you. Let me go ahead and just smell like someone's got an opportunity with you. Bye. I don't even remember your name. You can come around for a fun time and then get the hell on. That is it. That is nothing else here for you. I don't play that shit. We run a strict program. I pay bills. I don't cheat and I like to eat. Nah, we good. We good. Go ahead and, go ahead and pick that dumbass. No, it ain't gonna be me. No man. No sir. We good around here. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm hungry. I need food. I need lunch. Anyway, y'all have a great day though. You know what I mean? God bless.
In our hunter-gatherer days, there used to be people in the village who didn't have kids of their own so that they could support other families.
Yeah.
And that maybe that their role is to keep the community together.
Right.
To engage people in events and to keep a sense of community and connection. I think of inclusive fitness in the same way, where we're not all driven to procreate or to propagate our species through our own genes.
Yes.
It can be through supporting other people that we actually have that need met.
Yes, for sure. And there's a study of people who live alone. Not all single people live alone, and they are more likely to be the life of their communities. They join more civic groups, they take more classes, they go out to dinner more. So they're really keeping the cities and towns alive, contrary to the stereotype that we need married people to have a lively community or a lively civic life.
What do you think is the biggest red flag? A, still friends with their ex. B, is rude to the waitstaff. C, waiting until it's perfect to post, because nothing ever feels ready. You've rewritten the caption 4 times, you've reshot it twice, you've watched it back so many times it stopped looking like anything at all. And while you were sitting there tweaking, someone else posted the same messy version and it's already got 50,000 views. You don't get better by waiting, you get better by posting, failing, learning, and doing it again. The video you're too scared to post will always be more powerful than the one you never did. D, uses an Android.
Here are 10 huge red flags of narcissistic behavior, so if they're checking most of these boxes, this is your sign. Number 1, they never take real responsibility. They might apologize, but it's never clean. There's always an excuse. I'm sorry, but, or I'm sorry you made me do this. Number 2 is gaslighting. They deny things that you clearly remember. They twist conversations until you start questioning yourself and your own reality. Number 3, they shut down your feelings. You're always told that you're too sensitive, you're overreacting, your emotions are treated like the problem. Number 4 is control disguised as care. They say that they're just trying to help, but you feel managed by them, not supported, not empowered. Number 5 is their image matters more than honesty. They care more about how they look to others than how they treat you privately. Number 6, double standards. The rules apply to you, but they don't apply to them. Number 7 is very hot and cold behavior. Affection from them appears, it disappears, it comes back. It's just enough to keep you attached, but not enough to keep you feeling safe. Number 8, they get defensive very quickly. You can't bring things up without it turning into a fight. Number 9, they punish you for speaking up. You express a need or a boundary, and something gets taken away from you. Affection, peace, or they give you the silent treatment. Number 10, they make you responsible for their emotions. If they're upset, it somehow becomes your job to fix it. And this isn't about labels. Every one of us can display a couple of these traits sometimes, but it's about patterns. If you're noticing that this is a cycle, you're seeing this time and time again, it's quietly wearing you down. So if this list really hit home for you, trust your instinct, explore that.
And I guess my issue is a lot of these modern women, the way they talk, they want you to be romantic, they want you to plan, they want you to go above and beyond, and be sitting there watching you go above and beyond. Be sitting there looking at you, go above and beyond, and be the whole time talking about, I would never do that. I would never do that. Be sitting there talking to you crazy, and then saying, I would never want somebody to talk to me like that. Are you just making stuff up? No, I'm not. Actually, there was a woman who was married, said, man, you know, I'm really a jerk to my, and she said on TikTok, I'm really a jerk to my husband. As a matter of fact, you know, if he talked to me like I talked to him, I would be in a puddle. Okay, so now since you know that, I'm looking for a sorry. I'm looking for a, hey, I'm not going to be doing that no more. Hey, I need to pull back on that. But instead it's, oh, I'm just a girl. And you keep talking reckless.
He is a feminist, पर उसके घर वाले थोड़े old school है ना, इसलिए वो घर के कामों में मेरी help नहीं कर पाता हूँ. I'm so happy वो इतना modern है, मैं कुछ भी पहन सकती हूँ उसके साथ. बस उसके relatives को पता नहीं चलना चाहिए, नहीं तो वो बातें बनाएंगे. He is very supportive मेरे कार्यों को लेकर, हमेशा encourage करता रहता है. बस I have to manage घर का काम with it, obviously. वो छुप छुप के मेरी इतनी हेल्प करता है, अपना कबर्ड खुद जचाता है, पानी की बॉटल्स भरता है. पता है उसके घर वाले इतने चले, वो रात को 2-2 बजे तक पार्टी करता है. पागल है क्या, मैं थोड़ा जा सकती हूँ. He is very concerned about my safety.
If love isn't enough, then I don't want it.
What do you mean?
Well, we grew up watching fairy tales and movies with happy endings.
Okay.
I thought that love could overcome anything, no matter the circumstances. But that's not how reality works.
Yeah, it's more complicated than that.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors that go into a relationship working. Even if two people love each other, other things can make it fail. And that sucks. It sucks that true love doesn't exist.
I mean, yeah, love doesn't work the way we thought it did when we were kids. But that doesn't mean that love still can't be magical.
Modern love is not magical. It's just a combination of the right circumstances. When you meet someone who's compatible with you, living the same lifestyle, the same stage of life, and you're both attracted to each other, that's what determines a relationship working.
Well, all of those things lining up so perfectly. The right time, place, person. Isn't that a little magical?
I don't know about that.
This is Why People Stay Single, Part 5. Follow for the next part.
Is she right about men?
Here's the truth that no one's allowed to say anymore. Men are not the problem, and the war on them is intentional. And no, this isn't accidental. Masculine, conservative, God-fearing men are being targeted on purpose because strong men are harder to control. This isn't equality. This isn't progress. This is psychological warfare. Men are mocked, demeaned, portrayed as stupid or obsolete. They're the joke in commercials, the villain in movies, and the scapegoat in every cultural failure. And if you say something, then you're told that you're the problem. And I'm raising 3 sons in this world. A world already telling them that their masculinity is dangerous, that their strength is shameful, and that their existence requires an apology. No, that's not empowerment. That's masculinity isn't toxic. Weak, unrestrained beta men are dangerous, and strong, disciplined men are stabilizing. Masculinity is strength, it's sacrifice, it's patience. Civilizations don't collapse because the men are too strong. They collapse when the men are weak, passive, and ashamed.
I think there was a study done that said the number one person not to date is a nurse.
I vouch, don't date us.
Why?
They're hard to relate to. I was married to someone that was not in the healthcare profession. He didn't understand that when I came home from work, I wanted silence because the bells going off, the constant demand for 12 hours to be needed to talk to these patients it's just high energy. And I want to come home and quiet. I don't want to make decisions. I just need like the home to be my safe space. They don't get it. They don't understand the difference between a good night or a bad night and the insides to it.
But don't you think that'd be difficult for him, though? Because he doesn't get to see you all day, and then you want to come home and just have silence?
Absolutely. I tried, but it was fake. I would be like, all right, let's go on a date. But I'm so worn down. I don't want to do anything. I'll go to the gym, but I don't want to talk. Or I just did CPR on a patient, and they die, and it was morbid. And then you come home, and you're trying to understand from the other person's point of view, but I can only focus on I'm worn down. I can't.
All right, this is a message from an OG to the young man out here, really between 18 and 40. I know you guys live in a relationship marketplace that's completely different than what you anticipated. And there's a lot of debate online and a lot of struggle about what women are and what men are, what men can bring to the table and what women really want. And that's where the confusion is. You really are looking at a monetized dating marketplace and nobody wants to accept it. I predicted this in 2019. I wrote a book called The Evolution, and I said, this is the marketplace at least until the year 2032. And from there, I'll have additional predictions, but at least until 2032 with the economy dictating most of this. Now, my solution to men is you don't have to participate in the monetized dating marketplace. It doesn't matter anyway. You guys are going to just sit off to the side anyway and continue to complain and do absolutely nothing about it, not invest in yourself, not improve yourself one bit. You're going to complain for the next 5, 10, 15, or 20 years, waiting for women to get their comeuppance, waiting for women to get their lesson. It's going to do absolutely nothing for you. I often said your solution is that the women of your generation they're actually not the women of your selection. Right? You should be selecting women from generations that are going to be following up, right? So if you're 35, you should be selecting from a generation behind you. If you're in your 40s or 50s, you should be selecting from a generation behind you or two. That's where you're going to benefit. Now, I know a lot of guys don't want to hear that because they don't want to wait, but what do you do in the meantime? You got to make improvements about yourself so that you can get in a position to be able to select from that position. If you don't, you'll be out of the selection process because more women in history are going to be single going into the future. So what are they doing in the meantime? Well, they're active. Yes, your future wives, they're active with men in their generation and men above their generation. That's simply what's happening here. And now you can continue to debate this and you can wait for Christ to come down or morality to take over, but it's not going to happen. It's simply not going to happen. So you guys can continue to blame whoever you want online. The masculine men are blaming the tricks. The simps are blaming the red pill men. The red pill men are blaming the simps. You guys can continue this circle on and on, but you guys buckle your seatbelt. You got a long ride. This is our reality. It's not 1990 anymore, and it certainly ain't 1950 anymore. That's our reality. You can sit it out, no problem, but it's not going to change overnight. Just to let you guys know, right? The women that you probably would do better with are from the previous generation. That's where the solution is. Now, people don't want to hear that, but that's where it is. Shout out to the people in relationships. We ain't talking about you. Peace.
See, and what you gotta understand is Gen Z men leaning MGTOW as a whole was inevitable, okay? We watched our fathers, our grandfathers, our uncles, our older brothers, our older cousins, just our friends all get used and manipulated and played and cheated on and divorced and put on child support and get their kids taken away from them in 3, 4, 5 different marriages and relationships, get kicked out of the girlfriend's house when they tried to live with the woman. We watched all this shit play out. A lot of us were those kids getting taken away from our fathers. A lot of us were those kids with a simp father, okay? A lot of us were those those kids who our mother may have had money from her mom to sue the shit out of our dad. Okay, a lot of us saw this over and over and over again. So us not taking women serious as a whole was inevitable. All right. I don't know why everybody's acting surprised when, I mean, we literally are just paying attention. And then on top of that, that's why everything blew up the way it did, because we were craving masculinity.
You know, I always love the conversations, you know, that these modern women be having. Here's one conversation when they be talking about men are superficial. That was one clip that I saw where a woman was talking about, oh, men are superficial. I think it was on the Whatever podcast, where she was like, oh, men are superficial. You know, they don't really know what they want. Their preferences are crazy, yada, yada, yada. They're so shallow. And then I think Brian was like, you know, so would you be willing to date? Would you be willing to date a man that's shorter than you? Well, you know, I'm 5'9", so I would want a man that's at least 6 foot. Oh, okay. So like all the other women. What about you? You 5'5". You want a 6 foot man too? I guess, you know, I take bare minimum 5'11". Oh, okay. So 6 foot. 6 foot. What about you? You 5'1". You want a 6 foot man too? I really don't do the height. Height don't really matter to me, you know. Although I will say all of my boyfriends have been 6'1", so gotta stick with the trend. So it's a longer version of my man has to be 6 foot. So basically, shallow standards. Got it.